We're starting in 5 minutes, boys.
Okay, thanks, Juanma. Really excited for the show today. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. Whoa, look at this. Jimmy the Bag, a message from Gabe Morency. I wonder what this could all be about. Let's take a look at this, Jim.
What's up, Pete? I got good news and I got bad news. Good news is I'm coming to San Jose, Costa Rica. We're going to be kicking it live. It's going to be an awesome betcast, Super Bowl 52. The bad news is if I don't do well on the tables, I might have to borrow a couple of bucks and I might have to sleep on your couch. But either way, we're going to tear it apart, man. Super Bowl 52, live from Costa Rica. See you there, Pete.
Uh-oh, Jimmy the Bag. Gabe Morency is going to be joining us for our Super Bowl podcast. This is scary and exciting at the same time. Jimmy the Bag, what do you think? You looking forward to this?
Very much so, man. It's not a party unless Gabe Morency's down here.
You think you can handle hanging? You think you can survive an entire Super Bowl in the same room with Gabe Morency?
Super Bowl day's the only day you're allowed to get day drunk. You're allowed to get all fucked up. It's part of the fucking celebration.
I just had a brainstorm. You know what would be a great idea is if Donnie Rightside came down here too. You think he'd be willing to come down?
Check this shit out. I'm way ahead of you, Pete.
No way.
Oh, Jimmy, I'm in. Send me down there. Costa Rica, let's do it. February 4th, Super Bowl Sunday, live betcast. We'll be there before, during, and after the game, breaking it all down. Let's win some money.
All right, well, looks like we're going to have a full house for the Super Bowl Betcast, the official SBR Super Bowl Betcast. There's going to be Jimmy, me, and Donnie, and Gabe, all powered by Bet Online, and it's going to start at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Super Bowl Sunday, February 4th. Jimmy the Bag, are you psyched?
Psyched, man. Let's get that cash.
Sportsbook Review's Super Bowl Betcast is brought to you by Bet Online.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. His name is Jimmy the Bag. This is Loshak in the Bag Show, Tuesday, January 30th, the 6 o'clock afternoon version of our shows that we do twice every day. Of course, Jim and I coming off a very nice day, but that was yesterday. Today is today. We gave a bunch of picks in the morning, a bunch of picks in the NBA and NHL. A lot of people talk about how they like to take overs in the first game for first day back from the All-Star break, and I certainly did that in the morning show. I gave about 5 or 6 overs. Jim, as usual, gave 4 big underdog plays in the NHL. So far doing that on the year overall, up 15 units, Jim. Your average line is up to 126. So, you know, you're having success with it, although you're inviting volatility when you do that.
Yeah. I was very worried about this card. I was very worried taking 4 days off. It's just a couple days too many to take off of hockey when you feel like you've got a good handle of things. So I'm basically forgetting everything that happened in the first half and then just starting fresh and trying to I'm going to act as if I'm at 0 units.
Yes. Good. Very good way to go about thinking, because a lot of times when you are at 0 units or you're negative, you bear down, you make sure you do your best job. Whereas sometimes when you think, oh, well, I'm up, I can sort of slack. And if it wins, great. And if it loses, you know, I'm still up. You know what I mean? You want to avoid that.
And that's one of the reasons why I didn't jump on the over train, even though I think the play should work. But yes. I just want to keep it simple. Just want to keep it. I just want to keep doing what I've been doing to find myself in this point.
Yes, I hear you, Jim. All right, so let's go on to college basketball. Of course, we have a modest slate of games today, and I did make a bunch of picks and a bunch of bets. I got up to the 9 o'clock games. I glanced at the 9 o'clock games, and which of course are all major games: Arkansas, Texas A&M, Vandy, Kentucky, Auburn, Ole Miss, Baylor, Oklahoma. I don't have any plays on any of those games. I didn't have time to look into them deep enough to make a play. The other games, though, I did look into pretty in depth, and I think I have some plays I'm liking. But let's start with the Rhode Island and Massachusetts game. I know that UMass has a guy who's out and still out. Rhode Island obviously is a juggernaut. I didn't make a play on this side here. I did think that I did take a shot with the first half over at 65, and I think it's still. I think they're still up. No, it's there's no 65s. Only 65 and a half. Minus 105. So I took a shot with that. Of course, when they've already played once this year, and that was a high-scoring game. And I see no reason to believe this won't be at least a modest scoring game. So I took a shot with that one. That is the 6:30 game. Jimmy the Bag, you have a play on that one?
I do. This is one of the games I'm doubling up on.
Really?
I felt good with Rhode Island, and then I started feeling like the rest of the card was full of traps. I felt very uncomfortable with everything. I was like, oh, man, this is my worst nightmare. All these, the better teams are on the road, like we talked about on the early show. And I want to give a shout-out to my man, Max. He showed me that I was looking at the wrong games, and he led me to the right games, and now I feel great about this card.
Nice.
The last 90 minutes was some of my best, I think, 90 minutes of capping that I've had in a while. So I'm very
Really?
comfortable and very confident with my spots. And this is one of the few ranked teams that I even bothered to look at. But I like Rhode Island very much. Rhode Island's won 12 straight, their longest winning streak since 1941-42. UMass has lost 4 straight by an average margin of 17.3 points. UMass just lost at Fordham by 13. Rhode Island just won at Fordham by 20. One of those losses was a 22-point loss at Rhode Island. Rhode Island was up 24-8, 10 minutes in. Rhode Island held them to 32.2% shooting and forced them into 19 turnovers. UMass's main ball handlers, leading scorer Lil Wayne Pipkins and C.J. Anderson, combined for 9 turnovers on 8 of 27 shooting because Rhode Island point guards Jared Terrell and E.C. Matthews are so much better than them. Rhode Island's narrow home victory over Duquesne is the perfect wake-up call for this team and for this contest. They have to sharpen things up to move forward. They will win by double digits, and I'm doubling up on this play.
Wow. Okay. Well, you're certainly getting a lot of comments here. Cody Brown says sharps are all over UMass, which doesn't mean that he thinks that they're a good play. He's just saying sharps are all over UMass. Robbie Tagaloa says you are first half is a play of mine, and let's see. And then also, where was it? Here we go. Stephen Alla, my friend, works as an intern at UMass for the basketball team, and he says they're shit. Yes, so that's why they're getting 9.5 points. That's why they're getting 9.5 points, though.
Yes, and I would have actually, in all honesty, I would have not made this play had the Duquesne game not happened.
Right.
They needed that kind of a wake-up call, and Duquesne's an athletic group, good defensively. JP Fahey, another guy we like rolling with, says I'm heavy on URI first half. I'm on first half and full game, doubling up.
Okay. No, I apologize. The first, I knew I said something wrong. The first game against Rhode Island was modest scoring, but UMass's recent games have been higher scoring, so I'm expecting this one to be at least modest scoring as well. Do you have any sense of the total before we? Well, first, let me give you your lines here, and while I give you your lines, tell me what your sense on the total might be, Jimmy the Bag.
Well, it's an interesting spot. Has the line moved at all?
140 in the first half of 65.5.
I'm not comfortable with the total on this game. Let's see. Max Smart says Rhode Island needs a dominant performance after the Duquesne game. Damos on Rhode Island on it again, $500. I think that Massachusetts needs to be shut down on the perimeter. That's what worked last time. Also, though, Rhode Island sped the game up, and UMass tried to play with that pace, and that's why they got all the turnovers. So if I was UMass's coach, I would say, okay, listen, what we did last time did not work. We have to slow it down. If we run at the same pace that Terrell and Matthews run at, we're gonna. Their top 3 guards had 14 turnovers. So from a coaching perspective, I would say Massachusetts should slow it down, and Rhode Island will have more pressure on the perimeter. Now, I'm not making this play, but because of those things, I would definitely lean towards the under.
Okay. Well, the best line right now for the full game is minus 9.5, minus 110. That is the current line at UWager and at Pinnacle. And for the first half, line shopping is important. It's 5 or 5.5. Most places at 5.5. Pinnacle has 5 minus 123, but UWager still has minus 5, minus 110. So we will give you a first half minus 5, minus 110, and supposedly sharps all over UMass, which I can understand why. An ugly home underdog like that. And a lot of people in the chat box here saying that they like Steph is playing tonight. Oh, okay. Steph Curry's in tonight. Just saw that. All right. Well, that's not so great. Okay. And yeah. Okay.
Robbie here says I'm leaning in the under full game. Robin Spears says UMass can't score under or pass.
Right.
But just from a coaching perspective, they can't try to run with Rhode Island. But when you play against Terrell and Matthews, they play at a certain pace that you want to play at as well. It takes a lot of composure to stop and slow it down.
Yes.
Native Queens leaning first half under and game.
Okay. Math Guy 33 says UMass is awful. UMass can't score, under or pass. Okay. All right. So Jim's going to take Rhode Island, despite the fact that, the Jams says UMass hosed my life last game. Yeah, UMass is bad, burning some tickets, people who've been backing them. All right.
What did I get on the full game, sorry?
9.5 minus 110.
Minus 9.5 minus 110.
9.5 minus 110. And
Beautiful.
I think I'm going to pull my my first half bet right now. I don't like it. I trust Native Queen, and based on what everyone has said, I'm going to pull my bet on that one right now as we speak. Other comments in the chat box saying a lot of cappers on Drake. I was leaning Drake as well. Andrew Cisneros says UNC money line. I was leaning UNC as well as a small road favorite against Clemson. Clemson did. They already played once this year, and of course UNC beat them in that game, and I think they're probably going to be able to beat them here. At least a decent bet to beat them here. So you want to talk about that game, Jim? Did you look at UNC and Clemson?
No, which is so unlike me, but I tried just to be so thoughtful about what we talked about this morning.
Yes.
And I decided that what I was doing before, there was a reason. I realized today why I was doing it was because of this situation. I want to be able to talk to you guys about the game. And so I was trying to cap all the important games just so that I could give you guys information so that you guys could make a sound decision.
Right.
And that was hurting my gambling.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Very simple rule for betting. Jimmy the bag, and that's great. Yeah. Oh, okay. So let's look at. Hold on. Let me just. I'm pulling my bets here, folks. I'm pulling my my under bet, my over bet on Rhode Island UMass. I do think that I'm probably on the wrong side of that one, and if they do wind up cashing, that's okay. I will still be okay with having pulled my bet. That's how much I respect the collective handicapping and analysis that goes on in these shows. All right, let's see what people have to say about UNC, because I did bet UNC. I took them at 1.5. It's up to 2, and a lot of people liking Drake here. Pay La Sway likes Drake, spelled it out. Maxwell Smart, I like Drake too. Dickie Small says Clemson large. That's not good. Why does Dickie Small like Clemson so much? Yeah, I feel like that would have been a game. I wish I had assigned that to you, Jim, because I would like to, because there's matchup issues here that I think might be favoring UNC. But I would have liked your take on it.
Well, I can tell you this: big man's on North Carolina.
He is, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like to see Dickie Small saying Clemson large. S.J. Shark Ruiz says, who's on Clemson? Ben Goldstein says, I think it's a pretty accurate line. Dickie Small says, Clemson is so easy. UNC blows on the road. Yes, but UNC also plays Clemson well, and Clemson has one of their bigs, I believe, was injured earlier in the year, and that's hurting them, and I think it's going to hurt them against UNC here. It's true. UNC is a vulnerable team. They're not, the UNC of years past. They're vulnerable. They have issues defensively. But, I was thinking that UNC would be a play. All right, one game I think I'm definitely going to take. I don't know if you looked at this one, Jim. Did you look at Ohio State, Indiana?
I did. I did a bit, but I left it alone when I didn't feel that comfortable with it. Ohio State, no longer defeated in the Big Ten. And Indiana looked very good against Purdue. What I thought that Indiana is going to do is with Deron Davis and Colin Hartman out, they have to surround Juwan Morgan with smalls, and they have to run Ohio State into the ground. At that point, I was either going to take the over because of Indiana State speeding up the pace, or just leave the game alone, and I decided to leave it alone and look at other things.
Okay, I like Ohio State there at -10. I think it's a down spot for Indiana. I think that Ohio State should be able to bounce back here. It's a lot of points to be giving a decent team like Indiana, but I will make that one an official pick. Ohio State -10, -110. I'm sure that there are going to be a lot of people in the chat box saying, no, Pete, don't do it. A lot of those comments, and I appreciate those comments, although I don't like to see them. Let's see. Any other? Oh, yep, there you go. Ben Goldstein on Indiana. Let's see. Other comments here. Luke Charleston says UNC smashes them tonight. Mikey D says, I like the under in USC Clemson. Dickie Small says the line should be Clemson -4. Wow. Clemson. CEO000 says UNC won't lose 3 in a row. Nick Ritz says, I'm putting my mom's house on Clemson, laughing my fucking ass off. Wow.
Dickie Small says, Luke Charleston, I drunk.
Andrew Cisneros says, UNC never's lost 3 road games in a row almost ever. JP Fahey, we respect him.
Absolutely.
Says, UNC will win this game. There you go.
And Max Smart's with you, says Ohio State is going to crush.
Yeah, I like it. Dark Kent says, I don't trust UNC on the roll. On the road. Wait a minute. Dickie Small said what? Oh, Luke Charleston, I drunk. Right. He means Luke Charleston is drunk. Right.
No, I think he means Luke Charleston, I'm drunk.
You think? That's a big, because if Dickie Small is just drunk posting here.
Yeah, he's just drunk posting because Luke Charleston said, LOL, me too, Dickie, haha, cheers,
shit.
my bro.
All right, guys. Don't troll us, guys. We need real serious analysis here. All right, Ben Goldstein says, I'm on Ohio State, not Indiana. Okay, that's good. Because he posted Indiana as well. Yes, Maxwell Smart says, Alabama rolls. Terroron says, goddamn, Pete's hair is lit. Yes. I'm cultivating the, sort of a funky pimp look, retro, a little retro.
A feel-good
little
pimp.
hip. Yes. I'm liking it. We'll see how it all turns out. I'm going to try to make my appearance as pleasing to the viewers as possible for what? The big foot Super Bowl betcast. Sunday, 6 o'clock Eastern time, right?
You're the kind of pimp who doesn't keep his hose broke.
Yes, I'm trying to do my best here, just to please the audience as much as I can. All right, let's get back to
Dickie Small says, I be drinking all day.
Okay, Dickie Small. All right, listen. SJ Shark Ruiz says, Native Queen, would you fuck with Clemson? Everyone's debating this one. I can understand why people would like Clemson. I think I'm going to take UNC here. I did bet them. I understand why people would be liking UNC and Native Queen says, I ain't fucking with UNC.
Yeah.
That sounds like what she said about the Cavs
It does.
a long time ago, and she was damn straight. She was on about that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Seems like the same kind of opinion. It's just, UNC overvalued, gonna disappoint, might cash first half here and there, but in general, she doesn't want to fuck with them. That's an ominous
Twatty
post there.
latte, UNC.
Yeah.
helps.
Okay. Very interesting shit.
Kale Reeves, TCU, UNC, RI, best plays.
All right. JP saying you're putting the pussy on a pedestal, Pete. Yeah, I am a little bit this week. It's not good. You should never do that, Jimmy the Bag. That's a big rule from some of those online communities. I don't even know what they're called, but you don't put it on a pedestal, Jim.
I mean, you do what you got to do,
You do what
man.
you got to do. You do whatever the hell you want to do in life. You want to put something on a pedestal, go ahead and do it. All right, let's see. All right, I'm once again making some diversions here because I'm avoiding making the hard decisions, right, Jim? And it's okay to procrastinate and avoid making the hard decisions for a few seconds, few minutes, but eventually you gotta fucking nut up and make a decision here, right?
Nut up.
All right, I will. Oh fuck! I will take UNC. I don't know. Fuck. Let me think about this one. I will. Wow. Yeah, they went from +1 to -1.5. I will take UNC. I'll take them. It's just one game. It's a split line, 1.5 or 2. Right now, the Greek has -1.5, -110, and I'll take that one. UNC -1.5 over Clemson. I'll make that one an official pick, but I like the Ohio State play a lot more, and I might even double up on that one. Take Ohio State first half as well. 5.5 or 6. Definitely liking that one. Definitely feel like Ohio State just comes out and rolls. And I will take Ohio State on the first half as well. Ohio State first half -5.5, -115. That is the line market wide. Everywhere else, it's a split line, 5.5 or 6. But everyone who has 5.5 is -115. I will make that one as an official pick. Let's go back to you, Jimmy the Bag. What's a pick that you? What's a game that you looked at today? You want to give us a pick here?
Well, I will tell you. There's two different games that I'm doubling up on. The first I've already done, Rhode Island. The second one is Central Michigan. Northern Illinois are awful on the road. Central Michigan has lost 6 of 7. They're undervalued because they have had a difficult time in MAC play after a good start to the season. Central Michigan has 4 guys averaging over 5.8 rebounds a game. The Huskies have 0. The Huskies' leading rebounder, 6'7", 210-pound Levi Bradley at 5.6 a game. The 2-game home losing streak for Central Michigan ends tonight. Northern Illinois has lost 8 straight on the road by an average of 14.4 points. Central Michigan holds opponents to 38% from the field and hits 80% from the free throw line. That is a recipe for success. I like Central Michigan here. We are only getting this number at -5 because of how bad they've looked in MAC play. Northern Illinois is garbage on the road, and I'm doubling up first half and full game on Central Michigan.
Interesting, because Central Michigan Michigan's had a couple of really bad games recently. I was thinking that Northern Illinois maybe getting 5 points might be. I was sort of feeling it out. I didn't bet it, but I was feeling it out, thinking maybe Northern Illinois. Now I might tail you on this one. You want full game at first half?
Yep.
Wow. This might have Jimmy the Bag special written all over it. This might be very tailable here. -5, -105 is the best line right now at Bookmaker and Intertops. Intertops providing us the best line with Central Michigan -5, -105 in the first half. Let's see what the best line is we can find here. Seeing 2.5s, -110 everywhere. Okay, first half -2.5, -110. Nice analysis there, Jimmy the Bag. I have a feeling you might be dead on with that one, and I should probably tail that one if I know what's good for me. All right, let's move on to another game. I'm hoping now that you did look at this one. Did you look at Ball State Toledo by any chance?
I did not.
Because I was thinking that Toledo might be a good play here.
Well, Jason McIver's happy you're doing it. He says, "Do you think Toledo can roll again tonight?" So perfect timing.
Well, no, I'm not. But I'm asking you. I don't know. I'm asking you. I think yes. But I don't know. I'm looking for some enlightened and educated opinions here because I was thinking yes, the line is a little bit suspiciously low though. I would have expected something more like 9. You know what I mean? Maybe 9.5, 8.5, something like that. It's 7, and Bookmaker even has +7 -115 in favor of Ball State. So I'm a little bit scratching my head here about the line, but I was thinking that Toledo would be a good bet. I did bet it. I bet it at -7. And I'm just thinking that this might be a good play. I just don't understand exactly why the line is where it is. Let's see if some people can maybe comment on that one. The 6 Spiritual Latte says 65 dislikes. So the hater supposedly, he usually buys like 100 or so. So I guess he's got a little bit of money back. He must have hit some plays yesterday. Maybe he tailed us yesterday and used some of the winnings to buy some dislikes. What do you think?
Well, it has also come to my attention that there are a few people that hate me, and I can no longer just narrow it down to one person.
Really?
So,
Really?
yeah.
Okay. Well, whoever it is, lame non-people, yes, whoever it is, coming to a little bit of money and deciding to splurge a little bit on some dislikes. Once again, to whoever bought those dislikes, if you're watching right now, dislikes don't really matter. Our record matters. And as I've said from day one, I will sell you fake losses on my record. Get in touch with me and we'll negotiate a price. Obviously, college basketball will be the cheapest. But to whoever bought those dislikes, if you're watching right now, get in touch with me. Our record is much more important than likes or dislikes. Doesn't matter. I will sell you fake losses on my record. And I'll sell you fake losses on Jimmy's record, too. Jimmy's obviously will be cheaper, a lot cheaper to buy fake losses for Jimmy's record, and we will discuss prices. If you're interested, get in touch. I'm serious. I'm serious.
For me, I tell you what, now that I realize that there's a few people that dislike me or hate me or whatever, it's a relief.
Yes, right.
Because now I don't know it's this one person. Who knows who it could be? There's a few people hate me, and I don't give a fuck.
Yes, absolutely. I will sell you fake losses on Jimmy's record. Cheap. Special Super Bowl sales this Sunday. Get in touch with me on Sunday. I'll give you a special rate for Super Bowl. All right, let's see. Other comments here. Here we go. Okay. Cale Reeves says, loving Xavier, getting back to handicapping. I was liking Xavier as well. Thinking about whether maybe I love them or not, but I was definitely liking them. Let's see. Okay, Maxwell Smart, I'm on Toledo. They will continue to roll. I will continue to roll. Dickie Small. This is the guy who likes Clemson, so I don't like to be against him, but he said, my wife just walked in the house and said, do the trash. I said, bitch, after Loshak in the bag. Hell yeah. That's how he meant it in an affectionate way. He was just like, what do you think I'm doing? I'm watching Loshak in the bag. What do you think I'm doing? You know what I'm doing. Don't ask me that while I'm watching Loshak. 6 o'clock Eastern time every day. Don't ask me that at 6 o'clock Eastern time, okay? That's what you say to her. Or you can take that clip from the video and just play it for her next time, right? Just educate her. Tell her what you're doing every day at 6 o'clock Eastern time. You can play that clip that I just said and you can play it for her. All right. So I'm gonna take where the fuck is it? I'm gonna take Toledo here. I bet it, if I didn't give it as a pick, it would be pure non-balls situation. So I will take Toledo -7, -104 at Pinnacle. Not totally understanding the line, but I will take it. And Xavier, people were talking about that. I kind of like Xavier a lot. I think so. Jimmy the Bag, did you look at that game? You had to look. You didn't look at that game, really? Because that's an interesting game there, Jim.
It is. And yes, St. John's is being terrible.
Yeah.
But I just felt like I just felt very uncomfortable with all these good teams on the road, and I decided I was so uncomfortable. I was having a really bad day of capping, and then Max showed me the light, man. Said you're looking at the wrong games.
Billy T says St. John's is an awful team. Nick Kuba says BMOC leaned St. John's. That doesn't mean that he picked it, just means he leaned it. And I can sort of understand because it just feels like a spot where if you take Xavier, you're being a sucker. And St. John's will be close, maybe win outright. But I'm going to take Xavier. And I'm going to start off. I might just stick with the first half, but I'm definitely going to take it on the first half. I bet it. I think it's an okay thing to do. And, it's up to 2 or 2.5 market wide. I'm going to take Xavier first half -2, -104. That's the current line at Bookmaker. Thinking about giving them on the full game as well. But, look, I mean, Xavier's good. They're improving. I know St. John's at home. I know St. John's played them tight once, but St. John's is just not in their league. It's just not in their league, Jim.
Oh man, listen to this, Robbie. Who another guy I love so many of you guys, and I enjoy capping with so many. It's such a treat. And Robbie's one of them, and he says, "Look, Xavier is my favorite team, but do not bet Xavier tonight.
Motherfucker.
St. John's always plays us close." Wow.
Wow, I love comments like that. Yeah, look, St. John's a scrappy team, right? When they play good defense, they play good defense, you know?
Yeah, they defend the perimeter very well. I mean, that's where their good defense is. But then James Ross says Xavier wins by double digits.
James Ross says Xavier wins by double digits. Ben Goldstein, a guy who I'm starting to really respect, says agree on Xavier. People on St. John's are overthinking this. Look, I'm going to take him on the first half, right? I'm going to take him on the first half. I'm not going to take him on the full game, -4. Dark Kent predicts Xavier by 7. Lee Davis says 83% on Xavier. Okay, we've seen this in this show many times where, one of these 83, 90% public plays cashes easily. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's great to fade those plays. Not always. Sometimes they're right. And the line is +6 to a +4. Huge red flag. Yes, you're right, Barry Zoo. Huge red flag. You're right, Barry Zoo. Yeah, I'm taking him on the first half, Jim, and I think I have a good play there. We'll see how it turns out. We'll see how it turns out. If St. John's is up at the half, I'm definitely going to be on Xavier in the second half, though, depending. Not definitely, but likely. Nell C, let's get to NHL. Nell C, no, we do the NHL in-depth in the morning. We'll get to NHL in a bit, but we're doing college basketball right now. Let's see. Let's just get to some other comments. Dickie Small says Xavier will win. Don't stress. Yep. I like it.
Dickie's sobered up a bit since his wife came in.
Yeah. Dickie Small says my wife said Jimmy is good looking, but she would take a ride on the Loshak train. Holy shit, my wife is a whore. Wow. Dickie Small ends that one by saying, holy shit, my wife is a whore. That's what Dickie Small says right here on the screen. I'm going to save that and put that one on a damn poster. Wow.
I missed that one.
Wow, here you go. I'll read it again. Yes, Dickie Smalls. My wife said Jimmy is good looking, but she would take a ride on the Loshak train. Holy shit, my wife is a whore. Wow.
Oh, I like it.
All right, Jimmy the Bag, why don't you hit us with a play that you want to give here?
Absolutely. I would like to go with the plays I'm liking the most. So I am on Eastern Michigan tonight. Rivalry game. We're playing at Convocation Center is a big advantage. Eastern Michigan has been winning with defense. After a tough loss at Buffalo, they completely shut down Miami of Ohio on the road. They held Miami of Ohio to 48 points. Eastern Michigan averages 9.1 steals a game. They have 3 players averaging over 15 points a game, led by point guard Paul Jackson, 15.9 points, 4.4 boards. Where they have the advantage is in the front court. 6'10", 240-pound James Thompson, averaging 15 points and 11.8 boards. He lines up right beside 6'9", 200-pound Elijah Minnie, 15.7 points, 5.7 boards. The Broncos just don't have the size to match up with them. Their only advantage is the scoring of senior guard Thomas Wilder, who's very good. He's a very good point guard. That's an advantage that they have, but that's the only one on the floor. He averages 19 points, 4.1 boards, 4.4 assists. This line is nice and small. I like Eastern Michigan at home in a big rivalry game.
I was thinking that's a game that I was passing on, and when you have a strong opinion on a game that I looked at and felt like I didn't have an opinion either way, I should probably preference tail every fucking pick of yours, Jim. You want them what, first half and full game or what?
Just full game.
Just full game. -2, -108. That is the best line right now at Pinnacle. All right, let's look for some.
Ben Goldstein's also on Eastern Michigan.
Really?
Melee Payless Waits on Eastern Michigan game over. Native Queens on Eastern Michigan first half team total under 32 and game under.
Wow. Wait, she's on Eastern Michigan minus the points, but also the team total under?
First half team total under.
Eastern Michigan first half team total under. Okay, so that means she doesn't like Eastern Michigan.
That means she doesn't. Or she likes a very defensive style game. I mean,
or maybe she likes Eastern Michigan first half. Yeah. I don't know.
No, I think she likes team total under.
Native Queen is an oracle, and sometimes it's not easy to tell. Like fucking Nostradamus, right? People reading Nostradamus like, what the fuck is this guy saying, right? Sometimes that's like what Native Queen is like, right?
Yeah.
We know that she's sharp as hell, but sometimes we don't know what the hell she's posting. Similar to Nostradamus, right?
Very similar.
Right. Could see the future, but couldn't write for shit. Couldn't fucking express himself in a clear manner. Wow. All right, so Xavier should roll. Let's see. Other comments here. Yes, Kale Reeves says St. John's is a mess, Pete. Don't worry. Okay. Eastern Michigan game over. All right, Jimmy the Bag. What else do you like here, Jim?
I am also on another slight home favorite, and that is the Miami of Ohio Redhawks. This is a perfect bounce back spot. They just had the tough loss that we mentioned to Eastern Michigan. They shot just 30%. They got no production from their guards or their bench, and still they were down just 3 points with 1:40 left. They will take it out on this Akron team that is terrible at rebounding and has lost 2 rotation players, Jaden Sales and Emmanuel Olajikboki, to injuries this month. Because of these injuries, Akron's top players play way too long. Because of this, they struggle late in games. Red Hawks senior Logan McLean will get any board he chooses. And I'm on the Miami of Ohio Redhawks this evening.
I was thinking that as well. It's interesting that the line appears to have moved in Akron's favor. It seems like it opened at 4 here at Pinnacle, and now it's down to a 2.5. I was leaning Miami, Ohio as well. I like Akron in spots, but they're definitely a team that can disappear. You really like Miami, Ohio here, right, Jim?
I think this is a really nice spot for a big bounce-back game at home. And let me also add, Osmanaman is back, and he says, Hearts on fire.
Oh, no.
Strong desire.
All right, we do have to move on.
The
Jim.
moment of truth
we don't
is
really
near.
have time for poetry.
The moment
anymore.
of truth is near.
Okay, so what do you want? The full game? What
Full
do you
game.
want? All right, so Miami, Ohio minus 2.5, minus 106. Miami, Ohio minus 2.5, minus 106. That's the current line at Pinnacle. I might add that one on. I might take the money line instead. What do you think about that? It's kind of weak sauce, but all right, yeah. I'm thinking I'm going to make my decision on the plays I'm going to tail, but I might go on that one as well because that's what I was thinking. Jimmy the Bag. What else do you like here?
What else do I like? Thank you for asking. I am also on Drake. We talked about this earlier. I didn't get a chance to give in my 2 cents. Here it is. Southern Illinois has been covering every game lately.
Yeah.
So the market is overvaluing them because they continue to cover. So now we get this great spot with Drake. It will be very important for Drake's bigs, Nick McGlynn and Casey Schlatter, to bang with the Saluki 6'10", 240-pound Kavion Pippen. Reed Timber is an excellent scorer. Drake distributes and finds open shots. Drake won the first meeting between these two in Carbondale. Timber scored 20. McGlynn completely outplayed Pippen, and that will have to happen again today. I'm on Drake at home. Minus the points.
Interesting stuff. Let's see. Native Queen likes the over in Miami, Ohio. Interesting stuff. I was liking Drake as well. All right. So what do you want here, Jim? Just the full game?
Yep.
All right. Let me just find this one. All right, Drake. Let's see. Drake. It was 3, I believe. Hopefully it's still 3. Where is that game? All right. Yes. 3 or 3.5. So -3, minus 105 is the current line at Bookmaker. -3, minus 105. All right, let me make some decisions here. I think I'm going to, look, I was leaning Drake. I bet it. I was leaning Miami, Ohio. I bet that one as well. All right, I'll take him. And if Native Queen likes Akron on the first half, but only the first half, I'm not going to take Miami, Ohio on the first half. I'll take Miami, Ohio on the full game. I really wish I was getting 2, but yeah, I'll just take the 2.5. Miami, Ohio, -2.5, minus 106. I'm on that one with you as well, Jim. Drake, I also like like that one. I will take Drake. And Drake, I'm going to take that one. I'm going to take first half and full game. I'm going to take Drake first half and full game. Full game minus 3, minus 105. And let me find the first half here on Drake. I did see a 1 when I checked it. Where is that? Just hold on one second.
Big
Drake.
Boss, our man DJ Big Boss says, take Drake. Always at home.
Yeah.
Melee Payless Way says Drake.
I thought I was seeing 1, but I guess I wasn't. I'm going to have to take 1.5 minus 105. All right, Drake first half minus 1.5 minus 105. That's the current line at Bookmaker. Okay, let's see. Some other totals I was thinking about. I can get to those in a second. I don't know. Did you look at Rutgers, Illinois by any chance, Jim?
No.
That's an interesting one because Rutgers, they're a bad team, but they're scrappy.
They are.
Illinois is also kind of they have some promise. They have that guard who's playing well for them, but they're not a great team. I was thinking Rutgers plus the points might be a play here, 6.5. You have anything to say about that one, Jim?
No, I would like to have something to say about it. There's some games that I would love to have capped. I would love to have capped Minnesota, Iowa too. Those were 2 games I really wanted to get to, but I was really struggling with the card until I found the light, found these smaller schools, and
All right, let's see if anyone has anything to say about. Wow, Espiritualate says 328 watching, most I've ever seen. Thank you so much for pointing that out, Espiritualate. We love you, Espiritualate, and all the other commenters who give such great information, really making this. Wow, Brian Watts said, Jimmy, 10 cappers on Drake. Everyone's fucking on Drake. Dante Higgs says, took Drake early. Luke Charles says, fuck, I might jump on Drake now. Fuck it, I'm in. Look, I bet it, Rui Duarte says, I'm the only fucker on Manhattan. That game I'm passing on. That's a tricky one. It
was a tricky spot.
Yeah, I did look at that one. I'm gonna. Here we go. Dickie Small says Illinois will blow them out. Native Queen right after that says Rutgers game under and Illinois team total under first half. So Rutgers game under. So I think she just means she doesn't like the Rutgers plus the points. She likes Rutgers under. And Illinois team total under first half, though, which means that she thinks that probably Rutgers on the first half plus a spread is probably a decent play as well.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Dickie Small says Illinois will blow them out. I'm thinking that Rutgers might play them kind of tight. I'm thinking about Rutgers on the first half, Jim.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to help you here other than just past experience with the team and yeah.
All right, so let me just. All right, we got so much shit to it. Ben Goldstein says agree on Rutgers under, slight lean. Not sure I'll bet it. I agree. I was and here we go. Jeremy M says Rutgers is hard to trust, especially on the road. They suck ass. Stay away. That's all true, of course. But Illinois kind of sucks ass as well, don't they? Let's see. Okay, we do have to move on. But we got to get to all these friggin' games. But I think we can go over. Hey, Larry, we can go over a little bit, right? Or do we have to? Yeah, we might be able to go over. So we can do that. But we just got to get to all this shit.
I do have 2 more plays.
Okay, go ahead. That's good. So I'll be able to think a little bit more. Go
Definitely. Ahead, Jim. Okay. So the next play that I'm on tonight is but just one spot, 1 unit, full game. I am on Auburn at Ole Miss. The Rebels have 3 wins in their last 8 games and have seen their postseason hopes disappear. One of those losses was a 15-point setback at Auburn. Auburn started the second half down 10 in that game and then outscored Ole Miss by 25 in the second half. Auburn goes small and forces teams to deal with it. Ole Miss has to try something different because they played their 7-footer for 30 minutes last game and it didn't work. Ole Miss doesn't have the right roster to give Auburn trouble. Auburn hasn't looked better, than they do right now. They just beat Georgia, Missouri, and LSU with an average margin of victory of 19 points. I didn't want to take too many of these road favorites, so then I just decided to take the ones that I like the best. And my 2 favorite, the 2 best, I think, plays for road favorites are Auburn and Rhode Island, and those are the only 2 I'm taking.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm looking at all these friggin' comments here. All right. So what do you want, Jim?
I want full game Auburn.
Minus the points.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Let me see. Auburn best line right now would be the Greek has 5.5. That's a good sign. They have a lean there. Auburn -5, minus 106. Auburn -5, minus 106. Okay. And what's the other play you wanted?
I am taking the under in Buffalo at Kent.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, I was on that one. I bet it.
I was a little worried about this one.
Yes.
Thought there might be some people against it. Chiarchi says Rhode Island getting waxed early. That is not a good thing to read. The Bulls have so many weapons and won 9 straight. They're the class of the MAC, the class of the MAC. Kent State, their point guard's going to have a very difficult time with Wes Clark. The Bulls will make 7-footer Adonis De La Rosa run the floor, and De La Rosa is the only advantage that Kent State has in this game. They will call plays for him and slow the pace down. It's the only way that they can give Buffalo trouble this way. They will run down the floor and slow it down as soon as they're in that half-court offense, and they will go in and out with Adonis, in and out. Buffalo plays tighter defensively on the road than they do at home when they love the big threes and the big scores. I like the under here, and I like the line that it's at, and I'm on it.
I bet that one as well. A little bit concerning that it is headed up, but I'm going to take that one with you. We're going to get 159 minus 110. I actually bet it at 158.5, and no 159s were available when I was looking at it. Now Pinnacle's up to 159, which is a little bit concerning, but I'm okay with it. I'm going to take that one. Also, the Akron, Miami, Ohio. I was thinking about the under on that one. I know you like Miami, Ohio. Do you have any sense of the total on that game, Jim?
Let me go back to my notes for Akron, Miami of Ohio. Yes, and what was your lean towards?
The under.
Well, I think this is a good spot. Miami's defense has been very good. And then we're dealing with an Akron team that's lost 2 rotation players. So it might be one of your perfect spots to take the under in the second half because they're going to be very tired then because they're way overplaying these top 3 players that they have. And I think that Red Hawks will dominate the boards, and Red Hawks aren't great shooting. As they just showed against Eastern Michigan when they shot just 30%. They're not getting much help from their bench or their guards. So I could see why someone would like that.
Okay. I was also...
Ben Goldstein says love under in Miami.
Really?
Ohio.
He loves it. Yeah. Really? He loves it? Okay. Let me think about that then. Maybe I'll throw that. I was leaning that way. And I was also thinking about the under in Ohio Bowling Green. That one has been... We've seen some U-shaped line movement on that one. It was up at 152.5. Then it dropped down to about 150.5 or 151. Now it's climbing back up to 152, which makes me nervous. Okay. I will take the Miami of Ohio under. I trust Ben Goldstein. I trust my own lean as well. And it's a combination of all of this shit. 137. It's now up to 137 at Pinnacle, minus 118. So I will take that one under 137, minus 118. Akron, Miami, Ohio, under 137. I was also thinking about an under in, and I was also thinking about over in the UNC Clemson game, but you didn't look into that, did you, Jim?
I did not.
Yeah, the UNC Clemson game. It's a modest total. I know that Clemson can slow things down at times if they want to, but I'm thinking that UNC may be a little bit vulnerable defensively, and I was thinking about the over on that one. I'll make a decision on that one pretty soon. So are we done with your college picks? Now my computer's freezing up. Come on, man. All right, my computer's fucking freezing up. God damn it. All right, up here we go. All right, any comments coming in, Jim? While I'm trying to get my computer. To start working
Goldstein
here?
likes Georgia money line, and I can see why. I can see why. I was thinking of taking a shot with them, but then I just started feeling that's when the card just kind of started swallowing me whole. But sorry, let me get to my notes there. Yeah, I think that could be a good spot, and initially it was a spot I was on. Let's see what else we got. Native Queen likes Kent State first half and first half under. That's not good. I do not like hearing that. Let's see. Jimmy Jordan likes the Georgia-Florida game under. Jansen Bonzone says Buffalo is a play. Buffalo is a very good team.
Jesus. You're just really messing up here. What the hell's going on?
Jeremy M says Rutgers, Illinois. I could see a 128 total.
Rutgers, Illinois. Yeah. All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take Rutgers on the first half. I will take Rutgers on the first half. Let me just find the line. My computer's totally freezing up here. Let me just, Jesus. Wow. What the hell's going on here? Let me just find the line here. I don't know what's going on. My computer's freezing up. This is not good. This is not how you make a show exciting and with lots of rapid information. With the
JP Fahey says Georgia has struggled and Florida is catching their groove. I think Florida plays well and dominates the game. Melee Payless Way likes the over in the Clemson, North Carolina game.
Yes, I was liking it as well. All right, I'm going to take Rutgers first half plus 3.5 minus 110. That's the current line at UWager. Other places have 3 or 3.5. I will take the over in the Clemson game. I'll take them on the first half over. I'll probably bet the second half over if the first half goes under, but I will take the first half over only in the Clemson game. Let me find the best line there. That would be 68 minus 110. That is market wide. Clemson and UNC first half over 68 minus 110. All right, let's quickly review the plays that we've given, and then maybe I'll add on some last minute plays, and then we'll move on. Jimmy the Bag.
Sounds good.
Jim has given Auburn -5, Rhode Island first half -5, and the full game -9.5. Central Michigan first half -2.5, and the full game -5. Kent State under 159. Drake -3. Miami, Ohio -2.5, and Eastern Michigan -2. And I have given Rutgers first half plus 3.5. Miami, Ohio under 137. Ohio State first half -5.5, and full game -10. UNC -1.5. Kent State under 159. Drake first half -1.5, and the full game -3. Xavier first half -2. Miami, Ohio full game -2.5. Toledo -7. Rutgers plus first half plus 3.5 again, and the Clemson game up first half over 68. And let me check some of these. Just some of these other games. Sorry about my computer here. Let's just go down the 7 o'clock games to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Yeah, I would be leaning under in Rutgers, Illinois as well. That's for damn sure. And you know what? I might give that one also. I will give the under in the Illinois game. Illinois game under 134. 134 might, you know what? No. That could go. I mean, anything could happen. That's a strong lean, though. That's a strong lean to the under 134 in Rutgers, Illinois. Buffalo, Kent State gave the under. Akron gave the under. Eastern Michigan, I think Jim's right on with Eastern Michigan minus the point. You like that play a lot, don't you, Jim?
I do. I got some people with me on the under, too. Makes me feel good. Dante Higgs got Kent State under as well, 158. A couple people jumping on that with me. It makes me feel very good.
Thinking about TCU, Oklahoma State first half over, but I will pass on that one. Southern Illinois, Drake, Xavier, St. John's. All right, I guess that just about does it for college basketball, Jimmy the Bag. What are the plays that I'm leaning towards that I'm not giving? Definitely tailing you on East. At this point, any game that you look into deeply that I didn't bet is an automatic lean for me.
That makes me feel good. I hope I can.
Eastern Michigan -2. I mean, I was thinking that way as well, but that would definitely be a lean. Rutgers, I guess, on the full game plus 6.5 would be a lean, and Rutgers game under 134 would definitely be a lean. Let's see what else. What else here? Bowling Green, Ohio under would be a lean as well. Though I don't like the line movement to the over. TCU, Oklahoma State first half over would be a lean, and Drake I gave, Illinois, Missouri State passing, Xavier I gave, and that's about it. The 9 o'clock games again, I did not have a chance to look into in depth enough to give an official pick on. Didn't bet any of them, but if I do like them, I'll tweet it out. That'll get added to my official record. Jimmy the Bag, I guess we should move on, huh?
Let's do it.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to what are we going to move on to? NBA. Let's look at that. Very interesting card on the NBA tonight, right?
Sure.
Jimmy
The big story for me is it looks like Andre Drummond is sick. May not be playing. Let me see if I can get the actual last little bit of information. But imagine the Pistons without Drummond either. I mean, they're a mess. Fournier will be playing for the Magic. CJ Miles is ruled out for the Raptors. Chandler will be playing. Chris Paul is out against Orlando, which, to be honest with you, I almost think that with Chris Paul out and Harden running the show that they'll score even more. Because Paul kind of controls the pace and slows it down when he thinks it's right. And Fournier is playing. I said maybe I should follow through with that. What is that? Is that total changed at all?
I'm reading some guys. This is a funny comment. Did you see Russell Weisfanger says, I'm watching this show at Hooters, and the waitress asked me if I'm watching porn. That's a good sign there, Jimmy the Bag. That's a sign that we're making some high-quality video content here. All right, what was your question again?
I think that they'll score more points without Chris Paul in the lineup. Is that crazy? I just think that he slows down the pace. He controls the pace. And when it's just Harden at the point, he wants to score, and he wants tons of buckets. He wants them to score 25 threes when he's at the point.
Portland and the Clippers is 220.5 or 220. Bookmaker has 220. You gave this one as a pick, didn't you?
Sorry, which game?
Wait a minute. Which game? Oh, you're talking about the Orlando-Houston game, right?
Yes.
Right. Wow. It's down to 219 or 219.5. Wow.
I think it's time to jump on it.
You think so, huh?
I mean, what do you think about the strategy here? Harden will be running the show,
Yeah.
and Harden likes buckets.
I'm just concerned that in the morning show, Vitola said that it was his favorite play of the card. Do you think that's because he knew in advance that Chris Paul was out and that was the only reason he liked it?
No, and I replied to him when he sent it to me. I replied that we should wait to see if Chris Paul is playing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then there was no reply. So I mean, I can't speak for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it possible that he just had advanced information that Paul was going to be out and that's why he liked the under?
I don't think that necessarily makes sense. I always think that the Rockets will score more points without him in the lineup. They'll play worse.
Yeah.
See, even Sterling Winfrey says Houston game will be a shootout. Excuse me. I think that's the play, man. Dexter Rojas took the under, and I get why you would take the under if Chris Paul was going to be in the lineup the way they've been playing. Sterling Winfrey says Chris Paul stops the pace. I think that is the play, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to jump on the over now, knowing that Harden will be running the show. Yeah,
you're coming along very nicely, Jimmy the Bag. I like your analysis. NBA, NHL, and college basketball. I might do this as well myself, despite the fact that Vitalis loves the under. So you want the over here, huh?
I do. I want the full game over.
Yeah, well, it is now. Intertops is offering us the best line, 219. 219 minus 110. Most other places have 219 and a half. Bet365 also has 219. All right, the over 219 minus 110. I'll go on that one with you as well. Houston over 219 minus 110. That is at Intertops and Bet365 and Bookmaker. Everywhere else has 219 and a half. I gave Brooklyn and New York as a play. I think I got 215, I think, and it's now down a little bit to 214 at Bookmaker. Other places have 214 and a half. The Utah Golden State game, I gave that one under a 217. That's now down to 216 or 216 and a half. And I did give Utah first half and full game. You think that's a mistake, Jim? It's now down to 8 or 7.5. I could pull Golden State on the other side, and I could take minus 7.5. No sevens available. I'm going to go with my Utah first half play, though. What do you think about pulling it? I don't think I want to roll with Golden State on the first, Utah on the full game.
Yeah, I get that. I can understand that. I find the Warriors to be a tricky spot, especially when they're all healthy.
Yeah.
So I was concerned about the play, not because I thought you were wrong, just because I didn't feel comfortable with the side or an angle.
I mean, they're not going to cover every game, right, Jim? They're off a big win, right?
Yeah.
The Boston game, right? Now they're going to go into Utah, given a ton of points on the road at Utah. Should I roll with my 8.5, Jim? Let's see if there are any comments coming in about this. Let's see. Dexter Rojas says took the Golden State Utah game under. Okay. Very a lot of jokey comments here. Jimmy the Bag. What should I do here? This is not good television right now. Me sitting here just annoyingly going, I don't know. What should I do? I don't know. Ben Goldstein says, I'm leaning Utah, but don't usually like betting against the Warriors when they're all playing. I mean, the Warriors are just so vicious. You know what I mean? I can see this coming a mile away. They're going to be down at the half, and they're going to win by 15.
Yeah, I like your idea of taking the Jazz on the first half and the Warriors on the full game. I like that play. Dexter Rojas is on Utah plus the points.
Dickie Small says Warriors should win by 20. Sterling Winfrey says, I can't think of any way Warriors don't thrash Utah. Andrew Cisneros says, I got Golden State minus 7.5. And Archie Archibald says, lay off. I'm laying off. All right. I'm going to stick with the first half, Jim, but I am going to hedge out, and I will hedge out. I will take Golden State minus 7.5, minus 110. So if this shit lands on 8, I get a middle, and I get 2 units, Jimmy the Bag. If it lands on 8, which is possible.
Very possible.
These lines are sharp as hell. 7.5 minus 110. That's the current line at Pinnacle. And, of course, in the morning, I gave Utah plus 8.5. I think it was minus 114. And I am going to ride with Utah on the first half plus 4.5. I just have a feeling that this is going to be one of those games where, Golden State's sluggish in the first half. Maybe they're even down. And then they just come out and are just in prime form third quarter and probably win by double digits, although maybe just by 8. That would be awesome. What other picks you give on the card, Jim, you want to review?
I gave the Knicks minus 5 full game.
That's right. That is headed up a little bit, 5.5 now.
I gave doubled up on the Cavs with the first half and the full game.
That is, wow. And I think you got it at 5.5, right?
I did, and 2.5 for the first half.
Yeah, it's now up to 6.5 market wide. And the first half is, what's the first half on that game? First half on that game is 3.5. Bookmaker still has 3. Nice job there, Jim. Beat a nice little line move there.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot, although it's difficult to trust them.
Yeah.
I also have the under in the Kings Pelicans, under 215.5.
Under in Kings Pelicans. Yes, and I believe I have that one as well,
I do
right?
think you do, yes.
Yeah, Kings and Pelicans, 215.5. That's what we got. That's right exactly where it was. Actually, Bookmaker has 216.
My man Garrett Blaze says Spurs are going to dominate Denver. I have the Spurs at -7.
That's right, and that line has definitely, well, no, it's still 7.5. The Greeks is back down to 7, so that's right about where it is. And I, of course, did a little bit of a pussy move trying to sneak in a little unit onto my record. I took the Spurs money line, -285. A little bit dangerous, but I'm okay with it.
Sure.
And what else did you?
I have the Blazers. I have the under 219.5.
Yeah.
And then I have the full game at -2.
That line has gotten bet up. It's now up to 220.5 or 220, and it's -2.5. So there you go there. And the big controversial game of the day, which is about to go off, OKC at Washington. A lot of people in the morning show obviously were thinking that OKC was an easy call, low-hanging fruit, and other people, including Jimmy the Bag, saying it made them very uneasy, very uncomfortable, and that they're just going to stay off. And you just stayed off that game, didn't you, Jim?
I did completely.
Yes, I did as well. I gave the under in Brooklyn, New York, Minnesota, Toronto. What about Toronto -6? What about that?
You know, I think it's if you just judge how bad the Timberwolves have been playing on the road lately, yes, it makes sense. They're 1-7 on the road. They looked awful last night in Atlanta. Raptors are 18-4 at home. They've split the first 2 games of this homestand. They haven't looked great. They lost to the Jazz when I couldn't believe they did that. And then they beat the Lakers and allowed the Lakers to put 111 points on them. They're having trouble shooting from 3. So are the Timberwolves. Yes, I think that the Raptors are a good play, and I'm just not entirely comfortable with it. I think it will be a close game.
Right. Okay, now let's move on to NHL. Jimmy the Bag, okay? Jim gave, as usual, 4 big underdog bets. I gave a whole bunch of overs, which I think more likely than not, more of them will cash than not. And I also took a shot with Columbus -1. You know, Columbus is a team that Jimmy the Bag and I were fading, with some regularity and some success in the first half, and probably going to be doing that again in the second half. But in this spot, first game back, I think they're probably a decent bet at the line. Minnesota, of course, has trouble on the road.
They do, and it just doesn't really make sense to me.
Other picks that Jimmy gave were he gave the what did you give? The Pittsburgh puck line, the Nashville puck line, the St. Louis puck line, and controversial play. He took L.A. Did you get plus 170 on that one, right, Jim?
I did.
That line has moved now 10 cents in your favor. The best line right now would be plus 160. A lot of other places have 158 or so.
Oh,
Nice
Joe
job.
Anthony says LA Kings with great value today. It just jumped at me as a great value situation. I have a losing record in NHL, win-loss, and a successful record with my units. And I'm going to try to do this in the second half. And there's been times I haven't done it and wished I had. And so, I don't think there's anything wrong with taking a risk on a good team after a break. If there wasn't a 4-day break, I would definitely not have taken the Kings here. But I think the Stars, their best players, have questionable character. And what they do on their time off is not necessarily helpful to them or to their teammates.
Interesting comments coming in here on the Toronto game. Raptors, Marquez McKenzie, that's a cool name. Raptors having trouble. Wolves have something to prove. Sterling Winfrey says, stay away from Raptors game. It's pointless. I agree with that. I am staying off that. I didn't give a pick or make a bet on that one. Small Thrill says Wiggins will put in a nice game tonight. Richie Rich says Toronto over, and Jose Rodriguez says Toronto is a trap. It does feel a little bit like a trap. Al Mack says stay off the Raps. CJ Miles is out of the lineup tonight. And here's an interesting, this is one of these data mined trends that are usually meaningless, but sometimes interesting to look at. QQQ Wilson says, watch out, Toronto 1-10 ATS on Tuesdays.
Wow. That's strange.
Yeah, a lot of those, small sample size, meaningless type of, or seemingly on the surface, meaningless type of trend stats like that are just due to variance. But once in a while, they're not. And if you can, think of a reason why there might be something fundamental to it, it's certainly worth noting. It's certainly interesting when someone posts it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And Barry says, please don't lose out. Money line Islanders. And I do think they're playing the right way. They're playing the right direction. And I don't think that Harry Sateri is that bad of a goalie. But I do think, I don't know, did the Islanders get Johnny Boychuk back in the lineup tonight? Because
I don't know. Let's see.
I can check that out. But I do think that probably is a smart move. And I think that Barry might really be on the right side of things there. Although I've championed this Panther team all year with little to no success. I'm surprised they're not better than they are. And I hate the Islanders goaltending. But, I mean, if you compare it to Harry Sateri, I mean, can it be that bad? Boychuk. No mention, so he must not be back in the lineup. I'm not going to start taking the Islanders until Boychuk comes back.
Here's a question. Matt U, 1984 NBA says, did you guys take the over or under in the Jazz game? I took the under, and I bet it at 217. I gave it as a pick at 217 in the morning show, and I believe it's about a half point or a point down from there now. I believe it's about 216 right now. So, all right. Jimmy the Bag, anything else you want to discuss here? Anything else you want to get to? Shall we roll this up?
I think we're ready to roll up. I feel good about today's card. I'm very excited. Rhode Island has come back from that huge deficit they were having.
Of course.
Early, it took them like 5 minutes to come back. I think they're going to be just fine. I love working with you guys.
Yes.
And I love Brent Brooks hammering these stars.
Yes.
Because he's in Dallas. He lives in Dallas. He says Sagan is a troll. He hangs out with Johnny Football. I think we're going to continue to succeed. And the only thing I'm uncomfortable not having on my card right now is the Islanders. I think you guys might be right. And that game starts already, right? Yeah, it starts at 7, so I can't make a move on that. But that's the only thing I'm a little uncomfortable with. But other than that, I feel really good. We had a great day yesterday, and I want to have a great week.
Let's see. Freestyle Fakiri saying, Loshak, recap your overs, please. Okay. In the NHL, let me see if I can remember them. I can bring up my sheet if I can remember the ones that I gave. New Jersey Buffalo, I did give that one as an over, and I think I got a better line. I think I got it at plus 110. I did give New Jersey Buffalo on the over. I did give Minnesota Columbus on the wow. All the overs that I gave, wow, are much better lines that I gave them when they moved in my favor. Almost all of them. I'm looking at this. Like the Minnesota Columbus one, I gave it 114. That's now down to 110. Pittsburgh San Jose, I even gave that one. Did I give that one? I think I did. I definitely bet it. I think I didn't because you told me that you didn't like it, but I think I bet it. New Jersey Buffalo, I definitely gave that one. Anaheim Boston, I stayed off. Minnesota Columbus, I definitely gave that one. Florida Islanders, I stayed off that one. San Jose Pittsburgh, I definitely bet it. I don't remember if I gave it as a pick in the show officially or not, but I definitely bet it. Ottawa Carolina, I definitely gave that one as a pick. Chicago Nashville, I stayed off of, although I like that one. Tampa Bay Winnipeg, I definitely bet that one, and that's moved in my favor. Montreal St. Louis, I definitely did not give that one. St. Louis, a dead under trender all year. They started to go over only because Jake Allen was shitting the bed, and now with what's the guy's name, Connor Hutton.
Right? But Jaden Schwartz is back, so let's keep an eye. We might be able to be a step ahead of the market, but I do think that Jaden Schwartz is going to need a couple games. But when he was on that line with Tarasenko and Shen, they were arguably the best line in hockey.
Yeah. LA Dallas, I think I did give that one. I definitely bet it. I don't remember if I gave it as a visual pick in the show or not, but I definitely bet it. Vegas Calgary, I did give that one, and Colorado Vancouver, I definitely gave that one as well. So those are all the overs that I gave in NHL. Hopefully, 6-4 would be fine. Totally fine. On all those overs, absolutely fine. If they could, even like 5-5 would be okay. I took a shot. 4-6 would be bad, but not disastrous. You know what I mean? 3-7, then you're like, all right, I took a square trend and I paid for it. Not the end of the world, but not good.
Yeah, I'm very excited to follow your overs in today. But my favorite play on the NHL card is the Blues on the puck line. I really think they can beat up on the Canadiens. They have a really good vibe moving forward after the All-Star break. 1-4-5, 7-3-1 their last 11, beating the Habs 3 straight times. I think it's a nice spot.
Okay, sounds good. Meantime, the first half over in that Rhode Island, Massachusetts is definitely going to cash. So I should have just stuck with my own thoughts on that one, and the full game over is probably going to cash as well. But that's okay. Okay.
It was a perfect spot with Massachusetts coming out to a big lead. You knew Rhode Island would just destroy them.
And once again, I also gave Rutgers on the first half. They're up 8-5. That's very nice. That's very nice to see. Ohio State already up by 9 on Indiana after just 4 minutes gone.
Wow.
So we'll see how that turns out. And that's about it. The games have started. And let's wrap this shit up. Thank you so much once again, and we will be back tomorrow, hopefully with the same kind of results that we got on Monday. We'll be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern Time.